I'm Tim Neill, living over here in Jersey. I have a distributorship for the Channel Islands for SMI. 2009 I started up a management consultancy helping people who were helping companies which needed to get to higher levels of productivity, and also working with managers in order to help them to become leaders. Because one of the problems is a lot of managers without leadership skills struggle to get the kind of productivity. The problems I had was the only business I was getting was in companies where there was more than 40 people employed in the company, and so that restricted the size of the market. Plus a lot of the big banks here all do that kind of work in-house, so I needed to find a way of having a wider market. One of the things which I noticed very early on was that people that I knew I should be talking to, but who just weren't seeing me or weren't signing up, suddenly were interested again, and in two of the cases have signed up and have joined the program. I definitely have a much wider market now than I ever had before, and greater depth to the market. Well, curiously, one of the things which I particularly appreciate, when I was running Differential, I was a one-man band, and working like that can be incredibly difficult over time because you don't know how well you're doing, you're not got yardsticks, and keeping yourself encouraged, keeping yourself motivated. And before I sort of thought of SMI, one of my goals that I'd set was to find myself a mentor, to get a mentor. And then when I was being shown what SMI would give me, one of the things which I was attracted to was the fact that as a distributor I get a mentor, and so we meet once a week on Skype, talk through the previous week. So you're getting there's a source of encouragement, there's a source of accountability, and there's a source of knowledge which has been tremendous for me. On top of that, the other thing which you get is a whole lot of sales training, which I see now was very much something I needed, and the sales presentation that they give is very clever, it's well thought through, and people using SMI I think go a lot further, a lot faster than they were doing with me before. I think the big change for me has been that I've seen where SMI closes the gap that I, as a professional working with people, I didn't have a mechanism for closing the gap, because you meet with people, you help them, but then you might give them a few exercises with me before. For me personally, the other thing which I've found is that I just love working through the SMI material, because the training material is good, it's giving you good ideas, and the challenge is to become a product of the product, and I think that's really quite a fun challenge, because I can see it works, I see it makes a difference. But the other thing is the challenge to become a product of the product, because as you do that, that's where the magic is. There's a magic in SMI. I know they talk about that, but there is. and as you get closer and closer, the magic's there. It's extremely self-motivating. Before, when I was doing my own stuff, I would struggle to get out of the bed each day, and would be glad when it was Friday. Now I'm waking up at 5 or 5:30 every day, really looking forward to getting stuck back at work. And you only do that if you're loving what you're doing. We looked at it, we went through it, we studied it to see whether it was right for us, and I have absolutely no regrets, and I don't think it's an overpriced thing at all. it's all the things which you get with the package which are sometimes intangible but have tremendous value. If you're working by yourself and you're having an opportunity to dialogue with someone and get encouraged once a week, it's worth it. And what SMI does is, because it gives them a systematic way of continuing to think and continuing to apply principles into their lives, they have got a structure, and the structure makes all the difference. The structure is well thought through, it's logical. I'm loving it. I'm looking forward to building and building and building. I think there's enormous potential in SMI. One of the problems over here in the West is the West is stuck, and we don't really know how to get out of the mess we're in. And I think SMI has got quite a strategic role to play in lifting people, creating good businesses which are going to create good jobs for people, expanding economy, jobs. I think it's got enormous potential.